We're announcing today a $200 million investment to expand affordable child care in Indiana. This additional funding will augment the Financial Responsibility and Opportunity Growth Fund, known as the FROG Fund. With this funding, the state will resume enrolling Child Care and Development Fund voucher eligible children. We will increase the number of CCDF enrollments by 14,000 to a projected level of 57,000. Quite an increase. Rollout of this investment will prioritize enrollment of siblings of current voucher holders, infants, toddlers, and 3-, 4-, and 5-year-olds. Indiana's child care system reached a breaking point in late '24 when temporary federal COVID funds expired. A lot of stuff got done through the chaos of borrowing and spending COVID funding. And many places started to baseline that into a new operating budget. It was a pitfall that was bound to frustrate many here in this state, at least since we run it in a financially responsible way, and even more so now, we're able to recover and get back on track. This put child care for more than 55,000 kids in jeopardy. The previous administration expanded enrollment with the temporary COVID funding. When I took office, I partnered with the General Assembly to secure $147 million in new state funding, then the largest single care investment in state history, and again emphasizing out of real cash flow, not something that came from afar. And this investment isn't just for 1 year. It allows us to reopen access after 15 months of frozen admissions and puts Indiana on a substantial path forward. And if it hadn't been for the faulty budget forecast that dropped in our lap about a week before the session was over in '25, based upon tariffs at the time, which I knew would dissipate, we were taking actions to streamline our state government. There, we constitutionally had to rein it in by $1 billion each year. The good news is, in the short year and 3 months, through wonderful individuals heading these agencies that have some, if not a lot, of business acumen when they came into this role, it's looking very good. We're actually cash flowing better than what we would have had we not had that bleak forecast. We're still confined by the fact that we won't count those chickens before they're hatched, and it means, though, there's a lot of things. I've not only talked about child care, pre-K. We've had administrations talking about that forever, and other states outmaneuver us there. Public health, again, with some of the poorest outcomes in the country, health care has been my biggest priority when I was in the private sector, when I was in D.C., and we're making great strides there as well. This investment allows us to reopen access after 15 months of frozen admissions and puts us on a good, sustainable path forward. It marks the start of sustained commitment to keeping care affordable and giving families long-term confidence that they support, that they can count on, will be there. This investment strengthens our workforce while making life more affordable for Hoosier families. When parents have access to child care, they can pursue other things, jobs, things that they were dreaming about, and not be saddled by the cost of having to consider doing it themselves. Today, we are joined by 2 child care providers, Abby Noblet from Terre Haute and Amy Swales from Winnemac. And thank goodness for them and others like them across the state. We've got an industry that is there, still intact, but needing this more than ever. Abby, Amy, thank you for the care providers that you give across this state. I want to thank all of the child care providers across the state for the work you do. I want to thank Vanessa Green Cinders from the Indiana Chamber of Commerce for your support for this measure. With this investment, we are going to be growing our economy by investing in a part of it that is in dire need for it. This, among other things, you can see over the next few years, will put Indiana in a place that I think other states will envy. Thank you all for being here, and thanks for what you are doing. And now I will open it up to any questions. Go ahead.
What's the timeline on this? How soon will this money be available?
So this is going to happen fairly quickly. Is there any, when's the time when it'll hit the marketplace?
We'll start executing in late May, Governor.
Okay, so that's right around the corner. And we teed it up. Legislature was willing to give us this latitude. And for me, it didn't take long to see that we needed to, get it going. So that's good news that it's right around the corner.
From your perspective, what absolutely needs to happen next session to build off of this and ensure long-term success of the program?
It's to where we do not have any kid that can't access childcare at an affordable price, so, and do it sustainably. The fact that we did do it and finance it in a temporary way, to me, was a little bit of a false start. Our economy, despite the 25% inflation we got from the prior administration, which is a thing that is bedeviling everyone, you got to remember that was over 3 years. It took the cost of many things out of reach. Incomes haven't quite caught up with that. We're going to be seeing more of it because we're on a different economic trajectory where we're not growing government at the federal level with ineffective programs. We're growing it state by state entrepreneurially, and it's got to be based upon solid cash flow so you don't have fits and spurts and you can do it sustainably.
Have you asked the legislature for more funding during last session for
You got to remember in the last,
what makes you think that this will be different?
because we've got different leadership across all of our agencies, we're running government more effectively. All of that was based upon a faulty forecast that then got repudiated in December, but there's not an interest in opening up the budget until next year. So we're going to do everything we can within our own flexibility to address a lot of these issues I just mentioned in addition to child care. But then it's going to depend on a legislature that's going to be enterprising to address a lot of these issues. I will be enterprising because I did that for 37 years prior to getting into government, building a business. And as a senator for those 6 years, we got more done than any Senate office out there. Here it should be easier because we've got a solid platform. We did through prior administrations, got a little off track during the COVID navigation like many states and places did. Don't count on it to be the solver of issues. Count on well-run state governments that live within their means and have enough foresight to see what to invest in.
Have you heard from other?
Anybody else got a question that hasn't asked one?
Are you going to be able to help out any of these daycares, childcare centers that may have had to shut down during this freeze? Is there any help with this?
So thankfully, most have held on, and with the budget constrictions we had, this flexibility was given to me, and we're exercising it quickly, so we think that should be the lifeline that they need. Adam, do you want to comment on that?
While child care supply in Indiana is down slightly, there is, we have quite a bit of supply here in Indiana. We're looking to grow it more. This investment here and this $200 million will help suppliers and child care businesses throughout the state of Indiana continue to do the thing that they do, which is provide healthy, safe, affordable, quality child care to Hoosier children and Hoosier families throughout the state of Indiana.
One final comment. To make this work, business is the main beneficiary of this. And through creative incentives, we're going to need them to weigh in because workforce is a big deal. We want our economy to grow. And I sense the partnership, chambers all behind it. Again, coming from the field of running a business, we're all interested in getting this right. And I'm a big believer of skin in the game. If you don't have skin in the game, you're just wanting others to pay for it. That generally costs a lot and isn't effective. So feel good that we're getting back on track. Thank you for all the hard work you guys have done. And when it comes to health care, it's the biggest part of our economy that should be much smaller if we base it on wellness and prevention. That's how I fixed it in my own business many years ago. We're going to take that point of view and ask for the big providers when it comes way beyond child care hospitals, insurance companies, we've been working on them to make sure they're running their businesses well, because the more we can alleviate the cost of health care that we as a state, the federal government has already shown that they're not very good at that. Enterprising businesses, that's the way we do it sustainably. Thank you all for coming in today. Appreciate you being here.